Welcome everyone to a Tuesday Newsday wine edition. With me as usual, I have Sinzar. What's up, Sinzar?
What's going on? I am hyped for this Final Fantasy X2, the least cringy Final Fantasy ever created.
Yes, absolutely. Like I still remember the intro scene to this game, and I was coming off of Final Fantasy X. That was still, like that was a good game. And then this, and I was thinking to myself, what the fuck did I just walk into? I don't know if
I mean,
anyone like
I
have you
mean,
played the first like 5 minutes of the game?
I have, and to be fair, they don't blindside you with this. I mean, in the first 30 seconds of the game, you get the serious summoner Yuna. I am saving the world in her summoner gown. She gets on stage and she strips down to a K-pop uniform and starts singing a pop song. So
I think that.
they tell you right up front what kind of game this is going to be. So
Oh, they really do.
If you keep going beyond that intro scene, that's on you.
Yeah, no, that is true. That is true. Like it's entirely on you, and that it's so powerful. And then like when the YRP come together. Oh my god, it's like yeah. Okay, so everyone's favorite Final Fantasy banner then, Final Fantasy X2. Everyone has been waiting for this and have been thirsting for this somewhat, right? Right?
Have been thirsting for that TMR on Riku.
Well, okay. Well, let's talk about it. So, is this like another new step up banner type? Because it's like 3 steps of 4.5k lapis and then a free step, or is this new?
I honestly just like glanced at it and was like, okay, there's no card and there's no armory ticket. I don't care. So
Yeah.
couldn't tell you.
Yeah, and it's not a guaranteed unit on the banner like we had once before, right? Like this is just a random NV unit that you get. Okay, that sucks. All right, so we have yet another Yuna. We have X2 Yuna or Songstress Yuna. That's a true Brave Shift. No, she's a Trans Shift unit.
Mm-hmm. Trance.
So Trans Yuna, is she any good?
No, just to be honest here, no. Like she has like the most extreme niche you can imagine, which is a single target 100% water amp. Other than that, no.
Wait, single target, 100%. Ah, okay. So
Yeah.
like Leftia for fire, basically. That's her thing.
Exactly. Yes, it is a single target ramping 1 turn amp for water on a 10 turn cooldown. So it's literally Leftia, but water.
And that's in her base form, I'm assuming, because the base form is a buffer form.
It's in both forms, but it does require EX2, so you can't even do that at EX1 or below.
Oh, it's an ability that's actually locked at EX2. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Yep. Okay, that's a bit weird. And then in her shift form, she turns into Floral Phallus Yuna. That becomes a magic attacker. And I'm assuming she's not good because you said nothing about her damage ability.
No, she's basically a buffer. So she's like a magic attacker in the same sense that Sylvie's a chainer with her bolting strike skills. Like she's a buffer. That's all that is.
And she doesn't have like any big imperils or anything like that that's gonna save her. She just has the 100% water amp.
Yeah, I think she has like a 120 imperil, and that's like it. So yeah, okay. So basically, in the JP server, Leviathan Nicole got these upgrades, and like Leviathan Nicole is massively better because he has a 135% amplify. He's got the imperil field. He's got the same single target 100% water amp. He's got, like I said, the 50% imperil field. All of this was from Nicole's upgrades, and he came before Yuna. And when Yuna came out, she was just worse Nicole. Just worse Nicole, period.
Listen, it's really cool your theory crafting on this weird concept called unit upgrades. I do not know what the fuck you're talking about, and I'm pretty sure we're never going to see it in GL.
Yes, see, that's the problem here. So Global took away the superior Nicole, who was at this point a month and a half overdue, and now we get the way inferior Yuna as a paid option. So Global has taken away the free version and given you a bad paid version instead.
Which really sucks. Like, the only thing good about this unit is that she actually has the highest magic accessory in the game. It's a 100 magic flat, and nothing else, just 100 magic flat accessory, right?
Correct. Yes, like I would rather like Ashes over that, pretty much.
Ashes is like 10 times better. I mean, although Epeen, Epeen, the 10 stats matter for Epeen.
Yes, this one is the highest, technically speaking.
All right. And now we have the Riku that's actually relevant for jumpers as well. But as I understand it, she actually increases the ability modifiers of any female unit.
For regular skills, it does not include LB.
Right, exactly. So abilities that you have, regular skills, right? Berserker Riku, and she's a physical attacker in both forms. It is yet another trans shift, and
Mm-hmm.
Riku's sprites are actually fire. I'm just gonna go out and say it. Like, this looks amazing. Yuna is a
Now,
bit meh, but like,
Now, to be fair, Riku's damage is relevant. She is
ooh,
among like the top bursters on global for a few reasons. For one thing, well, she basically requires Titus ST mark. If you don't have that, forget it. But if you do have it, and she's the proper element, so she synergizes with Sylvie's 100% amplify. That's a big part of it. So because she is the correct element for our current meta on global, she can take advantage of Titus's STMR. She's got really high attack power. Yeah, she bursts really hard. So there's really I don't really have any complaints about Riku. She's fine. She's got a good S. She got a good TMR. Good TMR. The STMR is completely worthless, but the
yeah.
TMR is
I
really
was looking at it. I'm like, it's a 300 attack fist, and I'm like, wow, this is a strong. And then I saw it's one-handed. So yeah,
it's one hand. It's completely and totally worthless.
yeah.
Uh, but the TMR is amazing, and yeah. So Riku is a fine unit, not a problem. And the funniest thing is, she of the 3 units in the banner, the only one that was already totally fine. She gets an upgrade, and the upgrade she's getting is worthless. They're upgrading a skill you never ever use anyway. So it's so funny. It's so funny.
Why is she getting up? I mean, like, is it to increase the hype, you think? Because again, I feel like Riku, especially for Wales, Riku is still a unit they're gonna be chasing due to the synergy with Sylvie and potentially other units in the future, like GLEX units. You never know. So having at least one Riku is worth it, and it's her TMR. So it's like, why would they hype this unit up? I feel like this unit everyone would already pull for anyway.
Yeah, what I feel like maybe the reason for this is people have probably already heard that Riku is the only one of this week that's worth anything, and they see that Riku is being upgraded. So maybe like in people's minds, they're like, "Well, Riku was already decent. Now she's better. Now it's like really worth a pull." If they had upgraded like Pain or Yuna, unless they got like a total kit overhaul, you can't save them. So I'm thinking maybe they slap that upgrade tag, hoping to just get more sales, and then being the smart businessmen, they're like, we're gonna upgrade something that doesn't matter. Therefore, we don't have to actually increase our power, but we're gonna trick people into thinking we did and get more pulls out of it this way.
Yeah, smart businessman. Yeah, okay. um, so yeah, that's like that's a bit weird, but hey, okay. I mean, again, people will pull for Riku. The thing to remember is this is a shitty 3 envy unit banner, right?
Yes.
So like, and the same with the step up. So an on banner envy can still result in only one good unit out of 3. And now we've kind of spoiled the next unit, although I still just want to say, like, Riku's sprite is really, really good. Like, I think, like, whoever made it spent a lot of time on it.
Mhm.
Compared
I'm not. I'm not really a fan of the way she's like wearing pajamas in the shift form, but okay.
well, no. I feel like that is like some Evangelion level, bodysuit shit she's got going on, because you have to wear that to be inside that thing. I don't even know what the fuck it is, but it's like some kind of, I don't know. But like, yeah, if she's gonna sit inside that mech, she needs like this thin bodysuit that regulates her body heat. Recycles pee into water, kind of like Dune stuff. I get it. I can live with that. It has Metroid vibes. Yes, it does have Metroid vibes. Like Samus kind of looks like this under her suit. But
Interesting.
but okay, a unit with an absolute trash sprite, unfortunately, to all Pain fans, is Dark Knight Pain. And she looks really weird. She looks really weird in her shift form. She's like naked. And you said already she's bad.
Yes, that is absolutely true. But the reason is it's not specifically that the unit's design or power level it's bad. It's the fact that she doesn't fit. She is a dark locked unit on a meta where we are only going to be using Thunder or Earth on our Dark Visions teams.
Right.
So because of that, she is just way too far down the rankings because 100% Dark Amplified doesn't exist.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so that makes her suffer, but you are saying, like, had Sylvie not existed, this would have been a decent unit power wise.
Kind of, yes, yes. Her assuming that it's pretending like a 100% dark amp existed either in her kit naturally or externally, then she'd be fine. She'd be bursting, at a relevant level. It'd be totally fine. But like I said, taking a step back, speaking practically, we are not going to use a dark team unless all of a sudden for Halloween an AOE dark amper comes out. Maybe that happens. That is not too far outside the box. It very well could happen, and then Pain would be okay.
Yeah, I'm still looking for, another Sylvie, because I think that just releasing one, like, first of all, I thought releasing Sylvie was a mistake. Okay, we all know this. Like, Sylvie was a mistake, but at least I was calming myself down with the fact that, well, another Sylvie is coming, right? They're gonna dilute the pool of these overpowered units. We're gonna get another Sylvie that can do 100% amps for two other elements. Unfortunately, that hasn't happened yet, but I'm still hoping. I'm still hoping it's gonna happen. Because that could be like a dark one, right?
Yeah, because I've said it before, I'll say it again. I don't like when every single team uses the same unit. Like, I want variety.
Yes, yes. But I warned everyone about this when Sylvie was rumored to have 100% AoE amp. Like, I said it, like, holy shit, this is gonna. I still have that pin in the Discord. We're still gonna be using Sylvie for 8 months more unless they release another Sylvie.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, but Pain is strong, so two X2 fans and Pain fans and people that generally just want to fap over her Brave Shift sprite, they can probably find a slot for her, right? They can fit her in.
She is assuming the dark lock is not a problem. She's an okay burster. She also, but she again does kind of require Titus's STMR.
Okay.
So you got to have that.
I feel like every fucking unit was gonna do that from now on. So
yes, that is basically the way it goes. Every JP unit that is a physical damage dealer needs Titus STMR until we get to Cloud, at which point it's built in from then on for all future units.
Which is a bit depressing because I pulled this cool Titus unit and I want to use this cool Titus unit, but also they're now releasing other units that require his STMR that lowers his power level, which sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So anything good to say about the cards? Like, do they have? Oh my god, these cards are garbage.
It's all the same card for all three of them, and it's terrible. You're never going to use it.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, this is actually terrible. Okay, let's move on with our lives.
Okay. So Gumi, please take notice. Anytime you release a card in 2022 or beyond, if it doesn't have flat stats, it is garbage tier. You have to put flat stats on a card.
I mean, either that or it needs to have 140 attack base. Because, why the fuck would you put a 110 attack / magic card on anyone, ever? Maybe if you're really hurting for these 3 killers, because it does have Undead, Machine, and Man-Eater 75% each. But, you're not there. Okay. So let's talk about the event then. I want to skip to or I want to wait with the part that's really going to make us mad until a bit later. What is the event? Is that a normal Mog King?
It is, yeah. You farm Mog King, bring bonus units, do your daily the daily shard thing they got going on for the event, and there's a EX stage as well, which is not series locked, so just take your strongest unit
and destroy it. Yeah, it seems like we can upgrade Pain's STMR, old Pain's STMR, as well as old X2 Yuna's TMR. No, is that as her STMR too?
That's her STMR. Yeah.
Right, but they seem to both suck pretty bad, I guess. Well, actually, Pain's weapon might actually have a use, given that it has so much resistances on it. No.
I mean, okay, so. If you need the super weird scenario where you need a low attack power, no flat stat two-hander that is also giving resistances, okay, but I think you
and don't forget it also has Machina killers.
Yeah, I think if you need your resistances, get it from a different slot.
Yeah, probably, yeah. There is a accessory that nullifies charm, so that's good.
Good for new players, yeah. It's not the worst.
Okay, so that's the event, and you said there was an EX stage too. I actually didn't open those news, but so that's just a normal. Is that one of those where we get 3k lapis, or
you get a mastery crown? It does say lapis. It doesn't say how much. I don't remember from the JP server. It Probably. I don't know.
Yeah, it depends. Like sometimes it's a 3K lapis and a mastery crown. Sometimes it's a mastery crown and like 100K lapis because we also get some other shit. I don't know. Okay.
100K lapis, huh? Nice.
100K lapis. Actually, yes, yes, yes. You heard it right. That would be really good. That would definitely help me pull for certain units that are really good for this cow. But that's not the unit we're talking about. We're actually talking about other units. We're actually talking about cow units because, hey, everyone's favorite Moogle got a upgrade. And it seems to be fairly good, a fairly strong upgrade. So nothing to be angry about, right? Right?
It depends. I did some calculations on Nappy's intrinsic because we do know that it gives chain cap and flat attacks. That much we could do. So we could easily do the build for Nappy. I did some builds and then I plugged in some potential numbers. At 400x bonus modifier, like Elena, Nappy becomes good. She would become worth using on a Clash of Wills fight. She would still be bad in Dark Visions. I don't think anything can save her in Dark Visions. But in Clash of Wills, she'd be good. At like 200 or 300, she's too weak. At 100, she's trash. So we will see where her modifier ends up. If it's more than 400, even better. She becomes meta. So
Right.
we'll see. We'll see what the modifier ends up being.
Well, so there are some worrying things about this. First of all, the materia, her IA is locked behind 12,000 lapis. It is a reward for a step up. Now, that's fucking infuriating. I think Rigoro once put it in chat saying like, this is paywalled abilities. We've never had paywalled abilities really before. And this is upsetting. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's one thing, requiring you to pull the unit, but it's entirely another thing to also require you to buy the unit to be actually useful. I don't know. And I guess one point of leniency here is that you actually get a guaranteed Nappy if you pull on the step up. So if you pull on this 12K, it seems like you get one guaranteed Nappy and 100 of her shards. Yes? Yes.
Yes, correct.
So at least that's probably, well, that's technically only an EX1 Nappy, but like you're probably might be able to get her to EX2 because there might be bundles or some shit.
Yes. No. See. Now here's my problem with this. Aside from the whole, it's just terrible. Period. Here's what irritates the hell out of me, because this is a standalone banner for just Nappy. Is there anyone that's been playing for the last 18 months from when Nappy came out that doesn't have like 5 copies of Nappy or beyond? I've got like an EX3 and an EX2 second copy of Nappy. I didn't even pull for Nappy.
Yeah.
And I've got. So if I wanted to power up my Nappy, I've got to spend 12K and get like a second EX3 useless Nappy. This is such a terrible banner. So they've
well, you're saying that now, but when you like on Thursday, when you see that the IA has like a 12K X modifier increased Nappy, you're gonna be pulling on this banner.
If it's that high, then I probably would.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
why couldn't this be attached to the weekly banner?
No. Like, why couldn't this be fucking free? No, this is just dumb. Or the way they've told us before is that IAs are going to be bought for crowns, if I remember correctly, right? Something like that.
Yes and no. Okay, so just to be fair, to play both sides, Tony did specifically say on the stream one of the abilities is going to be on a step-up banner. I pointed this out. I even linked the video with a timestamp where Tony straight up said, you are going to be paying for this intrinsic. And people in chat were like on hardcore copium, there's no way they're going to do it. They're going to give it to us for free. I kept saying, Tony told you, you're doing a step-up if you want this intrinsic. Oh, no, they would never do that. Well, like I said, yes, they are. And like Tony said, he said they were going to do it. He told us they were going to do it. People kept saying, there's no way they're going to do it. He said they were.
But this is so scummy. Like I just think that making old units relevant and also based on the fact just how they have treated us in GL with unit upgrades, they've been just skipping good and mediocre and bad. Well, they haven't been skipping the bad unit upgrades. We got those actually, but like they've been skipping all the good unit upgrades. Sorry?
Well, just to correct you, though, they skipped a bunch of them. Oh, we were missing a ton of upgrades, including the bad ones, like Noctis, Arden,
Well,
a
I mean,
bunch of
Noctis and Arden, they were kind of good when they came out, right?
well,
So
we skipped Milo's upgrades. Milo got upgraded with Riku during the Final Fantasy X event. Where's Milo's upgrades?
right. I mean, what I'm saying is, they're shitting on us when it comes to these upgrades, and many other gachas. Like, I'm not gonna speak for all of them, but many other gachas upgrade old units as a service to faithful players, as a way to upgrade units that might be fan favorites, like Nappy. To give you some fun using an old unit again. But not only is Gumi skipping unit upgrades we should have gotten for these old units that could have come off the shelf maybe once thanks to these upgrades, but probably not, but maybe once. We're now getting a version where we are getting to pay for additional power of units. And this is like a super scummy, shitty, cheap way to re-release a unit and make people pull for it. Because this requires zero work on their end. Like it's just putting in a new materia in a fucking JSON file. That's it.
And it's on a completely worthless standalone banner.
Yes. So you get nothing out of this. Well, except for the intrinsic ability, right? I hate this. I hate everything about this practice. I was breathing the copium myself, Cesar. I was breathing the copium thinking, oh, maybe this is something like the premium banner or any banner where, the IA is added to the crown shop a week later or something like that. But there's nothing saying that at all.
Just like rub salt in the wound, for players that maybe already do have like an EX2 Nappy and they could benefit from a few more copies and a few more shards to get to EX3. Where's her EX3 skills? Where is like the perk for getting to EX3? Right. Why does she not have a unit upgrade on top of this? Why is it literally just people seem to forget how absurdly squishy Nappy is. Can you imagine taking Nappy with her 400 spirit and 6,000 HP to the current Clash of Wills that's doing this damage over time, that's ticking for 75,000 damage on someone with 4,000 spirit? Nappy needed so much more than a modifier boost. She needed an entire kit rework. This is not enough.
Yeah. And they're selling it to us, right? They're selling it to us. They're playing on the fact that Nappy is a fan favorite. The only reason Melia isn't put into the step up is because less people give a fuck about Melia. It's that simple. And I hate this practice. I hate everything about this practice. It is the only redeeming feature of this is that it's actually not a cash banner. You can save up Lapis, okay? But I don't know. I honestly think it's super scummy. Is this a way to drain everyone's Vision World? No, Vision World rewards aren't due until next week, right?
The banner is 2 weeks long, so that's something else too. Yeah, this is also limited. This is the first limited intrinsic.
Good point. It's actually fully limited. Yes, you cannot get this unless you're pulling on this banner. So yeah. Okay, well, maybe it's a way to get fans to spend their Vision World rewards, which are coming not on this Thursday, but on the next Thursday should come. Wait, it's only a 7-day step up?
Oh,
it actually is.
Oh my God, it's only 1 week. Oh my God.
Yes,
it really is only 1 week long.
It's only one. So this is not even a play for your 10K Vision World Lapis. This is just,
Unbelievable.
This is unbelievable. I really, really hope that they will hear player feedback and that they will add this to the Crown Shop a week after the step up or two or whatever, because I mean, because here's my point, okay? Here's something I could live with. I still think this is a scummy practice, and this should not exist. I understand Tony said it in the stream, whatever, but it still makes it shit, or it doesn't make it good, because this shouldn't exist. But if this had to exist, the only way I could see this being okay is if it is limited to step up only during a cow event, and then post cow event you get to buy it for crowns. So other players can still buy it without spending Lapis, but they can't use it for the current cow event. That I could see. But honestly, I would still just prefer for IAs to not at all be locked behind any fucking Lapis step up, because that's just dumb. That's just so dumb.
I cannot wait until Thursday when this ends up being like a 200x modifier or lower, and it becomes just a cherry on top.
Well, again, I want to keep reminding people. I want to keep reminding people that the best way to vote for these things and to make your voice heard is not to write posts on Reddit, although that does the help, but actually to just vote with your fucking wallet. And your wallet does mean free lapis. Like, just because you hoarded 12k lapis doesn't mean that it's not your wallet, right? By not spending lapis on this banner, you're showing Gumi this is a shitty practice, okay? So just don't. I know it can be tempting, especially if it's like a 500x modifier or a 600x modifier. Then you want to do that, but don't, because you're really helping them realize a really shitty business practice.
Yeah, if it's like 500 or higher, I might. Otherwise,
Cesar, no! I just told you, don't. You, you need to stand with the community, Cesar. Meta for cow doesn't matter.
If it's like less than 500, I am so skipping this.
But if it's 500, okay, Gumi. So pay. I hope you're taking notes because this needs to be 500. Okay, let's see. Let's see where this lands. So the other unit that got upgrade, or there are two more units that got upgrades. The other unit that got an IA is Melia, and her IA is absolute garbage unless I am reading something into it. Like, Sinzar, so just to tell everyone, so it's a cooldown ability that's a materia slot. That's basically a new cover and morale barrier.
Yeah, so this is exactly the thing she already has in her kit anyway. So the only way this can be valuable is if it matches or surpasses Runda. So if it's a permanent uptime, 85% general mitigation for the party, and 85% magic mitigation for the party, to be like the magical version of Runda, we're good. I will craft this with crowns, and I'll be very happy. If it's less than 85, Melia can stay in the vault.
Yeah, because we were just talking about it. Like, Melia's survivability is already like probably half of all the other meta tanks. So
terrible.
You're not going to fix that with a cooldown ability unless, as you said, the cooldown ability actually is one of these big boosts for your party. We're actually getting this big dick mitigation. So that could be it. Like, if it's like a large general AoE general mitigation or a large type mitigation, then maybe. Because, like, it's also cool. So even if this morale-based barrier is fucking 200k, it still won't matter. Because it's just a single use over 5 turns. So, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know.
barriers on a cooldown like this is not something you want. Like, barriers need to be on a standalone skill that you can use as needed, not attached to a cooldown you have to use. Like, if I have to cover on turn 1, but the big nuke comes on turn 3, the barrier being gone by turn 3 is worthless. It needs to be as its own standalone skill.
Absolutely. So I don't know. This feels like a very weak move. And this is unfortunate because Melia was a cool unit, but never saw any use because she was difficult to use and it wasn't really as bulky, and we had so many other better options always. Like, there was one cow where Melia was good, and that was only because she could chain with like Elena or something like that. That was basically her use. So unfortunately, I mean, again, pending numbers, anything can change, blah blah blah. But this does sound like it's not gonna do much.
Oh yeah. The nice thing is this one is a permanent item, and it is only crowns. So
yeah. So yeah, if you really like Melia and this actually does give her some power, I am totally with you, Sinzar. I do hope this is a really good 5 turn. Please also let it be 5 turns duration and not 4 because it's a 5 turn cooldown. But I really hope this is a big mitigation for your party. That would be really good. And that would definitely have players crafting it and using it.
Hope so.
All right, and then the final unit that's getting upgrades is actually Albed Girl Riku. So our almost newest Riku is getting crown upgrades, and yeah, this doesn't seem very good.
Yeah, this is the upgrade that we had 2 weeks ago for a day, and then they kind of snatched them back away. They came out early, and now they're back. Yeah, so basically, it makes Riku better. She basically never sees use as it is. If we're being honest here, she's still never going to see use. But I mean, she's better, I guess.
She's better, a little better. So yeah, for all the diehard Riku fans, like everybody reminiscing about that one scene in Final Fantasy X when Riku is introduced, you all know which fucking scene I mean. Like you can maybe now bring her to content, you perverts. What else are we getting? We're also getting Story Season 4. So that's a bit of
Oh,
extra lapis for everyone. Or not Story Season 4, sorry. Another part of Season 4.
yeah, we're getting Tulian's upgrade, which is
Oh, wait.
awesome.
Yeah, we're getting that. Yeah, here we go. Here it is. Here it is. So we're actually getting his upgrade, which is through the heroic quests, right? So it's the same type of quest we've been getting Runda from. Um,
Mhm.
and so this is the one that gives him a huge imperil, right?
Yes, 160 Earth Imperil and 89 defense break. So with this, this plus Sylvie's Amplify plus the stacking field on top from Tsukiko, and then the fact that Tsukiko just does meta damage anyway. This is now a 200% Earth Imperil in Dark Vision. So like Earth is now the way to go in Dark Visions at the current time. Things can always change by the time we get into Dark Visions again, but yeah, Earth is very, very, very strong in Dark Visions
Very
now.
strong element for sure. If you have fucking Suki, who's absolutely unpullable. But yeah, even if you don't have Tsuki, Earth is the way to go with this
you,
upgrade.
speaking of that, do you think like they messed up the rates? Kind of off topic a little bit.
Oh,
Do you think they messed up the rates for Tsukiko? Because I swear, like every person I see is going to pity on Tsukiko of like 0 to 1 copies. It seems like.
listen,
Did you
listen. You
pull
don't
for
want
her?
to. You don't want to hear my thoughts because okay, first of all, yes, I did pull for. I got zero shit, jack shit. I even paid some money. I just don't want to pay until pity. Like this is such a scummy business, okay? Like, and now I'm not talking about Gumi only, although Gumi is pulling some really scummy moves lately. But the entire gacha industry is completely unregulated, as opposed to, let's say, gambling. Gambling is regulated. There are some rules to what you can do and what you cannot do in many markets. So you cannot do a slot game where you use real money and do whatever the fuck you want because there's going to be laws prohibiting you from doing some really scummy practices. Now in gachas there isn't. There are some small things that kind of, I don't know, require you to play well. Like for instance, Apple requires you to post your rates for random items and so on. But again, there is no regulation and no confirmation. They could put the rates to anything. Like they could, for a banner where they want to drain player lapis, they could reduce the rates without telling anyone, and nobody would know. How would they know? To quote a famous TikTok trend.
That's the kind of thing. Like we just people can just say, "Oh, it's just RNG," and it very well could be. It very well could. I'm just saying. It just seems like this week I've seen more than usual people just like going all the way to pity with 0 or 1 at the most, and because sometimes like I check out the people's polls all the time, and most weeks you'll get multiple people that got like 4 on the way, and then some people got none, and it just seemed like this time most people seem to have very very few on banner rates. But who knows? It could just be a bad week for everyone overall.
It could be. It could be. Or they're being scummy. Like, again, very unregulated market. I think some gacha laws are popping up in Japan. There were a couple of things requiring companies to change a bit, but it's still fairly unexplored. It's been talked about by politicians in many markets, but nothing has yet to happen. So they could, like, even if this is the problem with it being unregulated. Even if players would get together and obtain all the stats needed to prove that the rates are lower than what they are, kind of, if you remember early in the game, kind of what we did for the rates of certain 3 stars that were better, right? They actually had lower rates. Remember that?
And it also had, I'm sure it was unintentional, but they have had bugged rates. You remember the original Zidane banner?
Yeah.
He was literally bugged. They put out news saying we're sorry that the rates were broken. Also, the Regina banner, the Regina banner got full refunds across the board. Anyone pulled in Regina got a refund
Yeah.
because they were literally bugged rates.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it happens. It's not intentional, but it does happen.
It does happen, and sometimes it even could be intentional. Like the times we don't know are probably the intentional ones. This is conspiracy theorist me. But the problem is, even if they did it intentionally, there is no repercussions. Like the repercussions are maybe players stop playing, but there's no legal risk here. And it's kind of like Apple could take down their app from the App Store. So I still think this is a dangerous business. So that's why people should be very careful when they decide to put real world money into a game. And I'm a well, I don't know if I'm a hypocrite. I put real world money into this game. I'm just aware of the scummy shit that they're doing, and I choose to do it anyway because I'm a fucking idiot. But we already knew that.
Mm.
Anyway, um, so Riku is shit. There is one really good news left, but there's also a Chamber of Arms reopening thing. What is that? Like is it just we can play it again, or
Yeah, that's all it is. It's exactly the same. There's no changes at all. It's just that it can now be played.
oh, so if you want, you can just destroy it with a single NV unit if you want to.
Yes, and that will be me this weekend on my new player stuff. Now that I can go in there and get my Man-Eater Plus materia.
Ooh, oh, right, right. Now you can actually go in there. Well, I mean, but it's silly though, because like I remember these trials so fondly, and I know others do too, although some hate them. Um, but I remember these were so much fun, and building a good team and making sure they can chain and all the strategizing where you had to move units from your main party to your off party to save buffs and stuff like that for the burst turns. I thought that was a ton of fun. That was a ton
Mm-hmm.
of fun. So, it's a shame. I would have wished they did more of this content, honestly.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Anyway, you can relive that. You can relive that by destroying it with like a single Mave or something. Just go in there and fucking slam it, or a Sylvie or whatever. Like, I mean, the stats we have now are ridiculous. They can't even compare to when the 10-man trials were released.
Mm-hmm.
Whew. And now the final good news that I am really fucking excited about is the new big UI overhaul. And that actually, as I understand it, fixes all the enhancer storage problems we've been having.
Yes, all your cactuars, door pots, turtles, potions, etc. All of that gets vaporized when you log in on Thursday and converted into a currency for most of them. Turtles become an item in your inventory, so you can sell, but they stack, so there's really no reason to. But yeah, you're going to gain 3,000 plus inventory spaces on Thursday. It's awesome.
Oof, that's gonna be so good because I've been selling enhancers. Like my fucking enhancer inventory is full. My fucking what's the reserve inventory we have that's super dumb?
The vault.
Yeah, the vault. That's also full of enhancers. So I'm just selling enhancers now because like I can't fit them. This is gonna be so good. This is gonna be so good.
So
But
people
oh yeah, go
pe-
ahead.
pe- people are really hyped about that, and that's cool and all, and I am too. Don't get me wrong, but I am like a tidy player. I'm not having space because I fuse my potions and all. I don't have to anymore. That's great. But the more
Wait, wait,
important
wait, wait,
update
wait.
that
Hold the
really
fuck
not.
on. You take time to fuse pots?
Oh yes, I do. Yes, I do. All my pots are max 2020 on stats.
Yeah, I
Yep.
don't know if that's awe-inducing or fucking rage-inducing that somebody's actually fusing their pots. Okay.
Yep.
All right, all right. But what's gonna happen with you then? Are they gonna be able to correctly convert those into more currency, or?
Someone asked me that the other day. Does JP properly convert max pots into the maxed value? And honestly, I don't even know. Because on JP, I'm the same way. I fuse my pots. But on JP, like I had so many, even if they were like I lost the overflow, it didn't matter because I still have infinite pot currency on JP. I'm going to have infinite pot currency on global. So even if I like lose all the overflow, I could care less. I have so many anyways. Whatever.
And
But
yet
anyway,
you were fusing them.
because I don't. It's irritating and it's frustrating, but I just can't bring myself to sell that kind of like I can't sell it. I can't do it.
Dude,
It's
I've
way
been selling fucking 5 stars because they don't fit in my
no.
unit inventory without
It's
fusing them for the SDMR because fuck that shit. Okay, okay.
but
But aside from this, we're also getting a very pretty overhaul, right? Like the UI is much prettier.
that's debatable. It depends. It depends on your preference. Like it's different. I'll say it's not better or worse. It's different.
Well, maybe the
It,
experience is better, is what I'm trying to say. I do understand what you're saying because we're kind of going from this beautiful pixel art style, this nostalgic pixel art style, into something that's kind of it reminds me a bit of the new mobile Final Fantasies they've been released, where they're making the menus with this very minimalistic, crystally, I don't know what to call it, style. So it does break the um, immersion a bit. It does. But it
mhm.
seems to be much easier to use, is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the UX, really. Like, it seems to be much, much easier
Yeah.
to use.
The process for like pulling a unit and then getting them to max level, fully potted and all, is a lot more streamlined. That is way easier than going through 7 different menus to pot, Cactuar, Trust Mogul, evolve, shard to a crit. Yeah, that is all way streamlined and way better, and that is much easier to do. Definitely.
Right. And
But
also one big sorry, or actually, since you say it, you go first.
I was going to say the big major thing that not many people are talking about, and I think is the biggest update of all, is the vision card fixes. This is by far the best part of the update. Like, okay, yeah, we get more space from pots and all. Who gives a damn? Great, you have more space. That doesn't really change your day-to-day gameplay, but the vision card overhaul.
Wait. So what is the vision card overhaul? Now I'm excited, but I don't know what you're talking about.
You can filter vision cards. You can sort vision cards. And
thank the Lord!
When you load a team, the vision card is no longer unequipped.
Oh my God! I just came in my pants. Like, it's absolutely sticky. Holy shit! Wait, you're telling me I don't have to scroll through like 30 fucking free vision cards before I find the one that I'm looking for to equip on my unit?
Correct. You just sort it by attack power, or you sort it by ice resist, or whatever you want. And
wow! And you can filter it, so you can just pull down and go like mission, and then you're gonna get Tyvis's ST bar, or sorry, Tyvis's VC.
Yes, you can also filter by don't show me non-max level vision cards, so it'll filter out all that. I think you can filter. I'm not sure about this one. I think you can filter it by. No, actually, I don't think you can filter out the Cactuar cards. They're still. But whatever. By your sorting, they'll always be at the bottom. You won't see them anyway.
Of course, this sounds amazing. I mean, usually I'd probably use the filter function anyway, because that's usually the fastest, and you kind of know a word in its name. Like, for instance, for materia, I haven't been sorting my materia for so long, unless it's like some weird materia I forgot the name of or whatever. But like normally, I just filter for them and find them. So that's going to be really good.
I actually, people are asking in chat. I actually don't know if you can use text to search vision cards, because on JP you have to.
Oh, but that's what I thought you meant.
Oh no! No, I mean filter, like you can filter it by attack power, and then it'll put.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean that's good too, right? Like you usually want the highest attack card anyway, but yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it would be really good if you could do the pull down to search for text as well. That would be really. That was what I was hoping for.
It's very well possible you could. I don't know, because on JP I never use that feature because you have to type it in JP and I can't. So, but it's very possible that it does exist. I just never played with it. I don't know.
Yeah, and like Resnat saying also, although one thing is good, that all the good VCs have been in the bottom lately because they are the GLEX VCs. So those are the ones you're scrolling for anyway. So that's good. But there have been some that you need to go up for. So yeah. Okay, wow, that's actually really good. I mean, I do like the fact that it's going to be easier just to enhance units, and that's very nice. That's a very quality of life upgrade. But the vision card thing is huge as well. Like just eliminating everything that isn't max level is going to do a lot. That alone is going to help a ton. Wow, very nice. Very nice. I'm very happy for that. I was actually whining about that just the other day. I had no idea that was coming. That's really good. So, very interesting week. Shitty banner, I guess, unless you're pulling for Riku because you want that Sky Big Dick power. But if you're like me and you didn't get a Kimari, well, I feel your pain.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Sinzar, so thanks for this week. I can't wait to see the stats on Nappy's IA so I can rage further on Thursday.
It should be fun. See you then.
See ya.